Hello everyone, we are live and welcome to Wednesdays for Waste Warriors. We have special guest today, Ploggers. We all call him Ploggers, although his name is Raj. He's from Bangalore and let me tell you about Wednesdays for Waste Warriors. This is an initiative that we started for My Waste, My Responsibility, where we have many waste warriors from across the country. And so this is an initiative to tell their stories, bring you all what expertise they have and how they have been working for waste management in our country. So we started last month and we are happy to welcome the Indian Plog Man today. Raj, are you able to join? Raj? So, okay, let me figure out why. Raj, are you able to join? Okay. Yes. Waiting for you. It's well, there are always some challenges, and I guess that's what patience is. When, despite the challenges, you can keep smiling and keep trying to figure out. And people who trying to join your session are oh. Okay, so until now we haven't had this issue where someone could not join despite me accepting the request. Any challenges? Why? Okay. You're here. Until now we yes. I cannot see you though. As in challenges. I see your profile, but I don't see
Live,
you
right?
live.
Am I audible? Yes.
Yes, you're audible. Would you be able to switch on your video? Okay, thank you. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vanakkam, yes.
Vanakkam.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
Against all odds. Yes.
Thank
So
you
welcome
so
to
much.
Nagraj. It has been really a journey that ever since I'm following you, I just appreciate you more each day, with all the things that you do. So I'm sure you're going to share lots of insights from your journey. And now we have, okay. Yes, good. So let me start, because we've already lost like 9 minutes. Let me give everyone a little brief about who Ploggeraj is. वैसे तो सब लोग को पता ही है who he is, and he makes very interesting memes and always puts in songs to those memes. So he is a living example of how an individual can make a difference to our environment by focusing on waste management. And he does plogging, which is while you're jogging or running, you're picking up waste. And I also noticed that many a times you are.
Yes.
Is there an echo in my voice? Oh, okay. Now?
Whatever you spoke is again getting repeated.
Oh. Okay.
Is it the case with others also? Just check with others.
Are you all able to hear me, or you can hear me with a echo? Listeners, viewers, can you please confirm? What about now? Can you still hear the echo?
Whatever you spoke is getting repeated again.
Oh. Have you joined using your phone? Okay. I don't know how to sort this out. Voice is okay for someone. Hasiru. Okay.
Let's go ahead then. Let's go.
I'll just speak slowly so that you are able to understand what I'm saying. I was trying to introduce you by telling that you are a very good example of what an individual can do for waste management. Nagraj, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone and tell them how an individual can make that difference?
Okay, just to continue with whatever Anuja has been saying, basically, myself actually G Nagraj, but last 5-6 years, people know me as Ploggers and stuff Nagraj. In fact, matter of the fact that people think that my name is Ploggers. Yeah. Well, for my bread and butter, I work as a regional manager for a German company. And we started this journey almost 10 years back when my baby was born. I intentionally kept her name as Avni, which means Mother Earth. Basically, to have a sense of belongingness to Mother Nature. It's like an everyday commitment. Just like the way you take care of your daughter, you need to take care of Mother Nature as well. That's the intention with which I kept her name. But yeah, last 10 years has been wonderful. Looking forward to do a bit more from whatever I can do.
That's really beautiful. Such a beautiful thought that just the way we take care of our children, you take care of your daughter, that's the way we have to same way we have to take care of Mother Earth. Very, very beautiful thought. I'm sure if we all change or modify our thinking, we can bring the difference right there. So how did you start plogging? What inspired you, or what compelled you to start plogging?
Basically, it was not something which was planned as such. One day I was just coming from a cycling event, and then I saw a couple of volunteers cleaning the walls of one of the bridge called Vincent Manor Bridge in Bangalore. Out of my curiosity, I just asked them, "What are you guys doing?" They said, "Sir, we want to make sure that the wall is clean so that people won't litter in and around this area. If the area is clean, people don't feel like littering it. Whereas if the area is dirty, you feel like dirtying it more." It's human psychology. Wherever there's so much of dirt, you feel like adding more to the trash. Whereas it's clean, at least you'll be a bit more cautious. That instantly struck me. I thought, okay, has to be a citizen movement, because you get to see everywhere there are a lot of black spots, people keep complaining. Whereas all it needs is a little bit of inclination, wherein boss, you clean up the area, make sure that we don't add it to the tragedy. I call it as tragedy. Basically, trash
Mm-hmm.
tragedy.
Trash.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So that's how it started.
And you make all these like trash version,
Yeah.
trash versations
Yeah.
and tragedy and all these things. So where do you get the
Basically,
inspirations
right from
from?
my childhood, I was very active in this elocution, essay writings, and all that. And I always had that inclination to understand what exactly the word means and what exactly can be done from the word. For example, cleanliness. This word we have already learned from LKG. We keep hearing the word for cleanliness is
Mm-hmm.
godliness, blah blah blah. But it's not just being a line and a statement when we write for the exam and forget about it. So that's how now for most of the words I try to understand the actual meaning of it, get into deeper aspect of this and then take it forward. So for a matter of fact,
Mm-hmm.
even the word flogman was designed by me. On one fine day when I thought about
Mm-hmm.
hero, He-Man, Spider-Man, Superman, all that, I said, why not flogman? And then off late now
Yeah.
I've been used this new word called cupman. This is basically about sustainable menstruation.
Yes.
I love creating those
Yes.
words and
Yes.
memes out of it.
That's really, it's very funny for all those people who are part of the group and they are fortunate enough to see those memes and, funny quotes. You should know that he is really funny. He can, very witty, and he can come up with,
Thank
like
you.
on the spot thing. You're very creative. Um, so you had a little baby, you were of course committed कि उनका you'll
Welcome.
take care of the baby, take care of the wife, and then every weekend you are doing this, so it takes away your time from home. What does your wife think? Like, is she vlogging with you, or is she like, my God, what are you
So
doing? Why don't you
initially
give
it
us
was like that.
time?
So first few vlogs, what we're trying to do is me and my daughter used to go for vlog, and then she used to click pictures and all. Over a period of time, it has become a habit. It's like a family vlogging together. Most of the time, my cousins, my family, my relatives keep joining, and same is the case with my friend circle. It's like become a habit now. Initially, they used to say, "Boss, we यहाँ पर बहुत कचरा है, आ जाओ, सब मिलके करेंगे." For a few seconds you feel bad about it, but then yeah, when you go join them and then do the activity, it's more of fun. I often keep saying a family that
Yeah.
vlogs together stays together.
That's the new version, but it's a very good version because then you're all, you're all trying to clean something. So it's a mission. It's a family mission, or it's a mission together with friends and colleagues. So, then you're all on the same
Yeah.
track, same path, and same objective. It's very good. And I see that the family is growing. You have hundreds of volunteers who always join, and
So
you are ready to connect the dots. So how do you get, yeah, there's a question. Okay, what do you do with all the
yeah,
waste
one
that's
question.
collected?
Yeah. So initially, when it was just a solo blog, what we used to do is we used to put it in the nearest bin, the nearest dustbin. But over a period of time, when
Mhm.
this tribe started growing, and when more and more bloggers started joining, we started associating with the BBMP, the local authorities, who will definitely join us for the blog. And post
Mhm.
event, they take all the trash. And then, especially with the
Mhm.
corporate vlogs where you collect huge, say 30, 40 bags of trash, we wanted to ensure that even the dry waste that is collected gets recycled. So we tie up with the recycling
Yeah.
agents across the city. They come and pick it up, and then they also give us a report on how many kgs got collected, what happens to the dry waste. For example, from all the MLP, Ashwadala makes ties out of it. So much of
Mhm.
multi-layer packing stuff is collected over the blocks, the likes of biscuit wraps, chocolate wraps, and all that. So we wanted to
Yeah.
ensure that it's like a complete circle, not just pick up the trash, leave the bags, go there, and just it doesn't happen like that. We make sure that the entire event is also
Yeah.
eco-friendly. Right from the bags to the gloves,
Yeah.
everything is reusable. We have been using gloves say for more than
Mhm.
4 5 years. Keep washing them, again use them. Even in same case with bags, we try to make sure
Yes.
that these are not disposable bags. That's the concept.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Your one of the lines that I have adopted from you is, use the reusables and
Disposables,
ditch
which
the
reusable.
disposables.
Yeah, And similarly, in
Yeah,
Hindi, they call
yeah, that was
disposables are bakwas, reusables are bindas. I tried adding those lines.
yes. Exactly. So, those are the kind of convincing one-liners that you can really tell, and somebody will be inspired to do that. But let's say, have people really kind of been rude to you, or been, have ridiculed you, or you had some bad
Sorry, please
experiences
come
out of
again.
this? Have you had
Yeah,
bad experiences
quite a minute. See, initially, as
related?
I said,
Mm-hmm.
whenever I used to pick up the trash, some people around they all thought, okay, I'm part of that cleaning agency or Power Karmika's team and all something like that. But to my surprise, many a times people do join. They at least not litter or they try to pick up one or two bottles and give it to us. One of the running events I remember in Bangalore in Kapan Park, everybody is running and I was also running and picking up the trash. For a few minutes, the runners did not understand. They were thinking, what is this crazy thing happening? Because they are supposed to finish the marathon, right? But then I was stopping in between
Yeah.
picking up the trash. So some of them stopped and asked me, are you part of this event group? You are trying to clear the trash? I said, no, I'm also a runner. Then because the attire was of a runner. I had the babe, I had watch, everything. But I had the bag as well. So there was a lot of curiosity. And later, once the run got over, people clapped and then took selfies and all that. It was like an ego massage. You feel happy for a few seconds about that. But then over a period of time, the army started growing.
Yeah.
And some of the times, even the Power Karmikas used to feel bad. Sir, why are you doing our job? It's our job. Our managers will come and shout at us. I said, boss, I'm trying to add value to you. We don't want others to think you're just meant to pick up trash. You're not that. You have something else to do as well. Ideally, they are supposed to pick up only the natural waste. All the bins, whatever people dispose,
Yeah.
it is supposed to be go in the bins only. You're not supposed to litter on the roads. That's
Yeah.
the concept.
Yeah. 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 So littering, Nagraj, littering is a huge problem that we see everywhere. I'm in Pune and I see that even if there is a bin, people just don't even want to walk the 3-4 steps and dump it there. They're just standing there and they dump it right there and then they're off. So and we've had so many kind of campaigns, or like Fridays for Future does the chalk of shame. So many people, so many groups are doing so
True.
much on weekly basis. So what is your understanding? Why are we not able to get through to them, or why are we not able to make that dent that we
See,
really want to?
I think it has to be a part and parcel of your lifestyle. The day you start thinking garbage is somebody else's problem, the day you start feeling there are Paura Karmikas or Rakshikas or Safai Karmacharis, whatever you call them, the day you think it's their job, it never ends. As long as you keep thinking, boss, it's not my problem, then it will continue. So probably it has to be one
Yeah.
inherent part and parcel of the culture, the way the children and the family is brought up, not just in the school but also at home, because these are the two important places when the child gets basic education. So even in the children, like we get to read, like in Japan, Korea, children also make sure that they clean the schools and then they wash the lavatories, bathroom, blah blah blah. Probably that culture is still not there in India, when you don't own the waste. Secondly, I think there
Yes.
has to be a sense of urgency in this concept. For example, we all know Raghupati Raghava Rajaram. We pray about it. Probably we need to change the lines and say, boss, Raghupati Raghava Rajaram, then add this Swachh Bharat Sabka Kaam. This is basic. Like,
Yes.
for example, children learning Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Just praise the line and say, boss, single use bakwas here. Children will remember those kind of lines, because for them it's not what you teach but actually what you do that matters. So the day you are keeping adding disposables, use everything and then say do plugging doesn't make sense. You got to live as an
Good.
example. Make sure that you
Good.
don't add any trash to there. Otherwise, there's no point. It's like, for example, Anuja and all of us join in a blog, pick up the trash, and go back home and start using again disposables. You're creating a wrong example.
No. Yeah. True.
So yeah,
True.
for
True.
example, what I keep generally telling them
Exactly.
is, imagine a favorite photograph of your family person. It can be a hero, a celebrity, cricketer. You always make sure it is safe somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You always make sure it is clean.
Mm-hmm.
On a broader perspective, imagine Mother Nature as a beautiful frame. Will you litter on it? Will you spit on it? Will you throw garbage on it? No, because that's your favorite picture. So for us, each one of us, Mother Nature has to be a bigger frame of favorite picture of us. That day, when you get that kind of consciousness, I think you need not worry about lecturing yourself.
Yeah, that's true. And we have to like continue the awareness, program, and keep telling, keep talking, because we are not like a less populated place, and people are moving from one place to the other. So when people go to Singapore, when people go to the US, or any other country, the moment they get down from the plane, they are like absolutely like in line and everything. But the moment they land back,
True,
there's no
true, true.
line, everything is group, and they are like, so why, when
Absolutely.
the same person can change, then why not change at home? Like, India is your home. So taking your own home for granted is also one of the things that people, I guess, do, and that we
True.
have to help
Yeah.
them understand
True.
that taking for granted
Yeah.
is not helping anything. So do you do programs at school? Like, do you go to schools and do
Yeah, see,
program as
generally,
a children's?
I always love to do work on ground. So even if the corporates or colleges or schools ask us, we always tell them to join for an activity, understand the deeper aspects of it. Then, if needed, we also go to the school and create awareness. But yeah, 99% of the time, we actually get the blog done along with them. We want them to dirty their hands, pick up the
Mm.
trash. That's when they'll get to know. Especially the concept of waste, no,
Yes.
it cannot be taught in school. It's my personal opinion. At least for 3 4 sessions,
Yeah.
you need to
Yeah.
understand, meet the Karmikas, go to the nearest garbage center, understand the ill effects of all the trash that we are generating. Only then probably they'll be able to link and sync with the thought process. Other will be, as you said, it will be more of a theory. It's like there's a saying, what is the point in education if you are expecting somebody who is uneducated to pick up your trash? There's no point. Right. That's the thing.
Correct. Correct. Absolutely correct. And then I personally believe, and of course, even you must be believing the same, that waste management is
Absolutely.
one of the best climate actions. So, so what do you think about that? What would you like to
Yeah.
share
See, I think there's a
about
broader
that?
perspective of a plug or picking up the trash. One, imagine every day you're avoiding single-use disposables. You're actually reducing the carbon footprint because you're not using plastic. Second, every time
Mhm.
you use recyclable
Mhm.
products, again you're creating an example. The day you refuse also disposables, the day you reject single-use disposables, the day you start encouraging recyclable products, you're following all the arts of sustainability. That's a broader objective. Ultimately, that's what
Yep.
everybody wants. Imagine I don't use plastic, I don't see any trash. You don't need a plugman. You're getting my point. Probably after 2 decades, when there is no trash, all we can do is just walk, jog, enjoy, and come back. That the ploggers army need not exist.
Yes.
That's the broader exact aspect I would say.
Yes, yes, yes. They would have done their job. They would have, trained people, helped people understand, and,
True.
modify their behavior. Yes, true. And I also see that you are very active in the city, because the lakes,
Yeah.
Bangalore had floods last year. So the same like Pakistan or Pune had, So plastic pollution is one of the major problems that people see that chokes
Yes.
the drains. So when you meet the authorities, what is your uh, demand
See,
or
most of the time, I would
request?
say it's like, blame game happens. When we ask for the BBMP, they say public is not active. When you ask the public, they say government officials are not working. Probably they'll try to say some XYZ as the reason. So I think it has to be a collective responsibility. One blogman or one Anuja or for that matter, any one person cannot make a difference. It has to be a team effort and more importantly, a collaborative effort. Imagine, I'll just give an example.
Yes.
Imagine there's a street and there is college and there is corporate and you expect somebody else from another state to come and blog for you, that will not sustain in the long term. So each each of the schools, each of the corporate, the government authorities, everybody involved in that area has to own the neighborhood. Only this kind of activities will succeed. So, last 4 5 years, wherever we have done blocks, we have made sure that locals are part of that activity. And more importantly, create awareness over there so that you don't need to go again and again do all the same activities at the same place. Because ultimately, you need to spread this concept of creating awareness. You can't keep doing it at the same place, right? Yeah,
Yeah. People
absolutely.
also have to take
And it has to be
ownership
a
of their
collective
own
effort, right?
area.
From such citizens, the corporate. Probably when you need funding, even the corporates also need to be part of the CSR activity and make this a sustainable practice.
Yes, totally. Today happens to be the World Rivers Day, so we
Yeah.
are struggling for water, and to ask children, even people in high school and many adults, when you ask them where does the water come from, and you get the
Yeah.
answer, it comes from the tap. So just imagine where are we, you know, in terms of awareness. Jabki there are so many YouTube videos, there are WhatsApp University, there is information is
True.
just flooding every social media, but don't know why people are not able to grasp or adapt to the
True.
right information. How do we do bridge that gap?
I will- so
What should we do to bridge
basically, I
that gap?
feel it has to be education only. Ultimately, what happens is whatever you are taught by your parents, by your family, and probably by your teachers is what will stay a long time. It has to be embedded into the brains and hearts of the children right from the childhood. And especially, as I said, when at home, the parents and the elderly are equally responsible. Your behavioral pattern will actually determine the path for the children as well. I think any change that has to happen, it's one on the ground and two at the house. These two can actually make a difference. Otherwise, how much ever debates, how much ever
Yes.
electricians, essays keep writing, that is just line on the paper. Your intellectual ego goes up, but then
Yes.
nothing happens.
I agree. There have been so many, waste management and all these things that happen in the big offices and conferences, and even in municipal corporation offices and collectors' offices. And it's so sad to see that they
This
serve water in
true.
the bottle.
Yeah,
It is like
absolutely.
oxymoron. You and then telling them is something like it becomes an ego issue, because you are
True.
you are not an authority, you're just a guest or a participant, but then you can look at all that waste. So how do we handle such situations when people like youngsters or say youth, who are the future of our country, when they go to an office or when they go to a meeting, and let's say they see this, like the bottled waters everywhere, how should they respectfully and assertively remind this is not good behavior to the
So
authorities? What
generally,
would your suggestion?
especially in these kind of events, what we try to do is one, we carry your own water bottle, especially when there are people around, wantedly, even though you're not thirsty, just pick up your bottle and drink in front of them as if, boss, we're telling them, look what we are doing. One is to make them understand, boss, you're creating a wrong example. Second thing is, they actually put up posters related to that in and around the example. If there is a function, we make sure that there are posters which speak about the impact of plastic on environment. At least people, when they come and see, they try to understand it. Secondly, ultimately, it has to be like, for example, before the event, just give a DIY list. Boss, these are the things you need to ensure. There's no point in creating a climate change activity function with lots of disposals over there. So, yeah, one is obviously, there are many a times wherein it fails as well. I mean, people get their own plastic bottles and water is kept as a matter of, they feel as if it's a safety. It's good to drink a bottle, reusable water bottle, for example, plastic bottle and all that. As a matter of fact, I have worked for a beverage company for 5 years. I understood the concept. Like I've been in I was in marketing for Coca-Cola. So I have seen the kind of activities that happen in production of, say, for example, 1 liter water. You actually need 4 to 5 liters of water making 1 liter water bottle. And it's not just water, it's the
Yes.
resources, the time and money involved. And there are broader aspects. For example, if you buy a water bottle, you're not only paying for the water, but actually paying for the bottle as well. You're paying for the branding as well.
Yes.
So when you go and buy a dairy milk, if you see a dairy milk packet is open, you'll not buy it. You're actually paying
Yeah.
for that also. So the corporates are equally responsible. They are taking money for the packet as well. For the packet. That's why we try to kind of sensitize people on EPR as well, wherein we say, boss, they got to work in the trash. Not
Yeah.
just the people, even these corporates are equally responsible, if not more.
So, like you said, EPR, we all think that EPR is not implemented properly, in India, especially. Like in the US, they have these um, facilities outside most of the malls where you can put in your plastic bottle, glass bottle, cans, and then get a few cents. So people do that. The recycling of bottle is a very big thing, and people do that. Like even people get down from car and get their weekly, bags of cans and everything. So how can we? What is your take on that? How can we ensure that EPR is done? How do we encourage corporates to
Probably
follow
that,
EPR?
I think in a broader perspective, what we need to ensure is, especially in the areas called like lakes and beaches and parks, this activity has to start born when you say, boss, you get 5 kgs of trash and get a free juice. That, I mean, it should not be like a permanent solution. It has to be initially, it's like an incentive you give for some time wherein people try to understand it. The day you keep it a permanent activity, it will again fail. People say, "Arey, yaar, you will take it for granted, it's going to come." So probably once in a while, you need to keep doing that so that you grab one, the thought process of the citizens. And secondly, you need to have more of, for example, you go to any of the best parks in Coorg and all, any of the areas in Coorg, they are very, very clear what you got to own your waste, and they won't allow even a single biscuit wrapper or a chocolate or a water bottle inside. They are very, very clear. Keep the forest clean. Keep everything. Deposit. Go and enjoy. Come back. Take your stuff. I think especially those kind of things need to happen in all the parks. It's because predominantly it's the parks and lakes wherein people gather a lot. If you think of any tourist spots, children and elders who are there, it's all disposables that are littered everywhere. And how do you address it? One, you avoid it. Other option is at least keep them in the bins. That's it.
Yeah. Now, picnic itself has become a trash oriented activity. Earlier when we used to go for picnic, we used to carry our own plates, our own glasses and all. So that sustainable picnic concept has to come back. Where basket. Rather than that, people don't plan. They just randomly, impromptu design it and go get everything in a polythene bag, everything in plastic. So, that's and they also say that it's available. So why not do it? So that availability, the production, how do we, I know it's a very big question because we really are not the correct people who can stop production or even influence that the production should be stopped. But somewhere in my heart, I always say that unless and until people keep producing, citizens and consumers
it's like
will
demand
keep
and supply.
using, because
demand versus supply.
Nobody wants to go out of their comfort zone. So how do we, and how can we talk about that? We are just common citizens, but how can we influence that reduction in production of
I think I'll just give an example of today's thing. Today is Ugadi, and you go to any of the flower vendors and vegetable and fruit vendors, people are just rushing to the place, picking up all the stuff in a plastic cover and going back home. And if I ask the person who is selling it, the vendor, he says, "Sir, if I don't give him a plastic cover, he'll go to another guy. I lose my business." For him, it's his livelihood. Yes, of course, you can create awareness to the vendor, but not at the cost of losing customer. He is ready to switch. But imagine if the customers don't turn up to him, he will just say, "Boss, forget about sustainability. Let me at least earn for my livelihood," and he'll start giving paper cup, rather plastic covers. So unless there's a conscious decision by the consumer to change, I think this will continue. Same is the case with plastic ban. It's just on the papers, probably in some layers where it's all bad, blah blah blah. Excuse me.
Do you want some water?
Just I'll have
Have
water
some
and
water,
come.
Nagraj? Yeah. Please. And meanwhile, Cheshta, your question that we think we can also work on reduction of demand. Once consumers don't want it, why sellers would produce it? So the difference between the plastic bags and cloth bags or paper bags is cost wise huge. If not very huge, it's still enough to make someone's pocket kind of cringe, because the shopkeepers, like even the thela people and the juice people, they operate on very low margin. And when we ask them, why do you use this polythene bag which is less than 50 microns and it's banned, so they just say that what else can we use, other things are not affordable. And we've had many surveys done in Bhopal, in Nagpur, any place, Chennai, any place that you go, the answer is the same, the problem is the same, that plastic polythene bags are available in abundance, and so they are very cheap. But cloth bags or paper bags are not as cheap, and that's the reason. Like India is a very money conscious, rate conscious, price conscious market. So majority will not be able to afford it. Affordability is a major criteria. Nagraj, have you joined? Yes. Welcome back.
Yes. 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 Very much. Yeah.
Better. So,
1 second. There's a bit of lighting issue there.
So Cheshta had a question, and she said, I think we work on reduction of demand. Once consumers don't want it, why would sellers produce it? What do you say to that?
I agree with the thought process. As long as customers say, "Boss, we don't need." I'm sure there are. I can give classic examples of quite a many restaurants within Bangalore when they says, when especially the citizens around says, "We don't need anything." I'm just giving an example of an hotel called Taja Tindi. Come what may, they don't serve anything in disposables. Even if you want any stuff, you got to demand them, and they'll give everything in reusable cutlery only. And they'll tell them, "Boss, get your own cutlery, take it back." Use it and then take. And there are quite a few examples. There are quite a many. Even Coffee Day has switched to reusables. When you actually insist for them, they can use it in a reusable tumbler or a reusable glass. So there are quite a many examples, I would say. I'll also give a simple example of a vendor who was serving the sugarcane juice. He had paper cups and he also had a glass. 90% of the time, when people go and ask, he'll give it in a paper cup. But you say, "Boss, I don't need paper cups, serve me in glass." He's more than happy to do that. Just that inclination to ask is what is needed. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah. Yes, I have agreed. I have accepted it, like experienced this myself whenever I have gone to some place, including a 3-day training program at Sevagram, where everyone was getting served in paper cups. And I said, I don't use paper cups, so I cannot. So please give me glass. So every day for 3 days, I have tea in steel glass. And everybody like, why are you getting special treatment? I said, this is not special treatment. I asked for a steel glass, so he gave it to me. And you choose to drink in a paper cup, so that's the way. It's not reducing. But button bag.
Sorry, please come again.
Have you heard of Bartan banks
Yes.
or
In fact, we
cutlery
have one of the
banks?
cutlery banks. I'm the Ploggers Army as a cutlery bank. And the concept is very successful in Bangalore, wherein there are more than 15 plus cutlery banks within the city. And every weekend, you'll be shocked that at least we get 3-4 inquiries when people say, "Boss, we want to organize a function in our house." It can be 50 or 30 or 100, but that doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
imagine 30 people into 10 paper cups into say 30 days. Just look at the small number I'm talking about, 30. It's huge. So these are pretty
Yeah.
successful. I'm sure over a period of time, this will really kick in a big way and make it a very grand scale. The cutlery bank has to be like part and parcel of everybody's life.
Yes. It is very successful
Okay.
in Gurgaon as well. Samira Satija is it. In Pune also we have many people who have
Okay.
we are calling it Bartan Bank here. So the teacups, they have the round plates
Cool.
and they have the pav bhaji plates. So they have a few options and they ask you what kind of event do you want for, and then you can pick it up,
True.
use it,
True.
wash it, and return it. So these are the things that we need to promote and tell people that instead of buying and having a fancy paper plate party, why don't you have a steel bartan, party? And the answer that I get is, who will
Hmm.
wash?
Yeah.
People are talking about scarcity of water, and here you're talking about washing plates. Don't you think we need to save water? So my answer to them is, you can take
Yeah.
bucket bath for 4 days instead of shower bath.
Yeah.
Save water there and use it for washing
Even
their
the
steel
impact of
burden.
carbon footprint of
But
making a paper cup versus reusing a tumbler is paper cup is more harmful, right? As I said earlier, I just
yeah,
gave an example of making 1 liter of water bottle. You spend actually 4 liters of water. You're actually spending in making a plastic
mm-hmm.
1 liter bottle. So it's more of a resource. It's not just okay, washing the tumbler or something like that. It's much beyond it.
Yeah. And Nagraj, could you please adjust your camera a little bit
Yeah.
to see your full face? Yes. So it's also about I've seen many guards from the buildings who have started bringing chai in these
Yeah.
polythene bags. And that's a very harmful thing, because it's the hot tea in the uh, polythene bag has already, I keep telling them, आप लोग फ्री में आप अपने आप को फ्री में
बिल्कुल
कैंसर खरीद के
बिल्कुल
देकर ला रहे हो आपके लिए, and understand कि ऐसे कैसे कैंसर होता है उससे. And then they use the paper cup जिसके अंदर you have the wax lining. So even these small things for this, like guards
Yeah.
are in every building, two guards per building. So every building can provide them a steel flask for chai and 2 cups, or they can bring from their home.
Absolutely.
It's a simple solution and a
Absolutely.
long term. I don't know why people don't think of these solutions instead of talking about big,
Bilkul,
grand,
bilkul.
multi-crore,
Absolutely, yes. I
years.
mean, small things actually matter. Like, as I said, say, imagine, I'll give an example of, people getting into an airport and a flight. Imagine there are 1,000 passengers, and the moment you enter, you are actually welcomed by a beautiful lady. She smiles for you and says, "Welcome, sir," and she serves you water in paper cup. Just imagine, say, out of 100 people, just 80 people say, "Boss, we don't need paper cup." So ultimately, there's no other option for them to switch to a reusable option. It's all like we small
Yes,
things, right from early morning toothbrush to the night dessert that you take. You make a list of plastic. It's huge. It's huge. Just make those changes, and you're done. You don't need big talks on
yes.
climate change and all that. Simple things can actually make a difference.
Yeah, and it's all in our own hand. That's exactly what my waste, my responsibility talks about, that we don't need to go to a seminar or conference to learn what should
True.
we do about waste management. You can decide, like today I decide XYZ and I
True.
follow it. That's it. I have not put it to the
Absolutely,
landfill.
yes.
So how do you like, what is your resolution that you have followed in life or the changes that you've made for sustainability? Hello? Are you there? Okay. Okay, we definitely have some maybe network or internet or something, and I'm sure he'll join again. But you can, those who are watching us and listening to us, you can share in the chat box your habits that you have adopted or changed or modified since you decided to be zero waste and sustainable. Like I'll tell you, I only use a bamboo toothbrush and I don't use toothpaste. I use tooth powder, and I carry my water bottle everywhere. I do not drink in paper cup. I ask for a glass or a steel cup. Then carry your own bag always, whether it's a thick plastic bag or the white cloth bag or anything that you already have at home, instead of asking them for uh, plastic. Composting for wet waste, yes, definitely. And the shopkeepers, there are two stores that supply us the groceries that we need, and they have I have trained them over the last few months. They never bring any plastic. They carry tokeries for small things, like if they are getting lady finger, they'll put it in a small tokery. Then if they are bringing you know the bread and whatever, they will always have a big basket, and inside that they will have 2 3 small baskets, and that is how they deliver things to me. And once it happened that a new guy was hired, and when I had asked for something, he came to my house with a plastic bag, and I opened the door and I said, "Plastic bag?" And he ran away because he knew that this was not the house he was supposed to get plastic bag. He came back with a basket. So even these people are shopkeepers, are departmental store people, are cleaners, are housekeeping people, are housemates. Everybody can be trained. Yes, Cheshta, carry water bottle most of the time. Let's make it all the time. Even if you go for an event, there is no guarantee that you get, a glass or a steel tumbler. So it's easy nowadays. You have these, uh, you know, roll that glasses that can be rolled. So it just becomes a flat um, steel kind of lid, and then you can carry it, and you can roll it up, open it up, and it becomes a glass, and easy to wash and reuse again. Same way for straws and your spoons. You can carry all of that in a little pouch. You can also carry, like people carry their medication. You can carry your set of cutleries that you can use in any restaurant or roadside thela if you're eating something. We have a very famous pani puri person who promotes that you can bring your own boxes from home and carry everything, because I won't give it in plastic. So when shopkeepers themselves become the advocates for sustainability, it really helps. Um, I am not sure why Nagraj is not able to join. Okay. Okay, Nagraj. Hope that the connectivity issue is taken care. So people, you want to have any questions, you're most welcome. Please ask. And meanwhile, we'll wait for Ploggers to join back. So what next? How can you all individually take this message to the next house, to the next building or your office or your school, and make sure that they ditch disposables and pitch reusable? Let me write that line. Okay. So Plugman has a power cut, so he cannot go live on video, and he's here to answer your questions or discussion over a chat. Yes, sure, we'll do that. So I'm typing your lines, the famous one-liners. Which else? What else lines do you want to write and share with everyone? Yeah, disposables are bakwas and reusables are bindas. Yes, that's again. And if you've seen the memes that he makes with all these films and hero, heroines, actresses, and it's really, really to the point and funny. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, single use bakwas yaar. Mm-hmm. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, single use, no, no, G. Thank you so much, Nagraj. All right, people, you want to ask any questions over chat so he can respond to your question. And Nagraj, do you have any message for our participants? How can they start making a difference? How can they start reaching out? Hardik Pandya, Bengaluru, Mandya, composting is so much fun, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm sure if you say it, it'll be in a different style, and it'll be funnier than me just reading it. रघुपति राघव राजा राम, स्वच्छ भारत सबका काम. बिल्कुल, सब उसे मेलोडी में गा सकते हैं. रघुपति राघव राजा राम, स्वच्छ भारत है सबका काम. Very good. Good one. So that's not much of a challenge now कि हमारे okay, be the change you wish to see. It can be an activity of your choice, any activity of your choice. Yeah, it can be plogging, it can be composting, it can be do it yourself, DIY, making cloth bags, paper bags, recycling, reusing. And maybe we'll do another session where hopefully there's no power cut and there's no network issue. So we can have a smooth conversation and people can ask many questions. But nevertheless, guys, if you have any questions, please ask in chat, or we can end our conversation. It's already 7:30, and yes. Nagraj, so I hope you all are able to hear me. We will take your leave, and Nagraj, we can end the session here. And you are all welcome to follow him and get connected. The Indian Plogman is the handle, and people in Bangalore, you already are in touch with him. I also wanted to talk about the sustainable menstruation, as he's a cup man, and there are many other things that he promotes, and it'll be fun to hear the stories from him next time, I'm sure. So thank you so much, Ploggers. It was fun talking to you. Nice having you on the Insta Live conversation. Thank you very much. Take care and all the best. Keep rocking the blogging scene and inspire many more. Mm-hmm. One more important aspect is about Cupman. On this platform, I urge all the men to encourage fellow women to take up sustainable menstruation. If there can be He-Man, Spider-Man, Batman, why not Cupman? Yes, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Awareness is very important, and this breaking the taboo, the stigma, um, uh, that men are not supposed to talk about menstruation, periods, is not a thing of today. So, brothers, friends, classmates, cousins, fathers, all need to know about this, because it's a real phenomena that happens to all women and for many years. So, and it's definitely a challenge due to water scarcity, due to lack of resources, due to lack of proper disposal, many more things. So taboo, societal norms, societal restrictions. So if more people join this conversation, more men, it will definitely be more convenient for women to be able to discuss their challenges. Thank you, Plugman, and see you again. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you everyone for joining, and see you again next week with another guest. Until then, bye-bye. Take care.